do we hear? We constantly hear about how the market has gone up without having a big correction. We haven't tested the 200-day moving average, and yada, 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 all this other stuff, right? Yet the market just keeps wanting to go up. So, in case something happens that we need to protect ourselves against something, I'm not saying a disaster is going to happen down the road, but, things happen where we get too far loaded up in our portfolios with too many calls or too many long stocks, and we're not cognizant and caring about our portfolios that just in case something happens, I got to have some insurance there. We lose it. You know how hard it is to try to get that back? Tell me about it. You know what I'm talking about. How many people know how hard it is to get it back when you lose it? It's difficult because your mind is all screwed up, isn't it? Your mind is all screwed up because you lose, and then you start having some doubt that whether you can actually ever do it again. You start thinking about all those winners that you had back in November and September of last year and last summer. Oh, you know what? What did I do? I didn't protect myself. And I've lost. Oh my gosh, I've lost so much. Been there, done that. I have. Don't put yourself in that position, especially when volatility is low right now, and option pricing is very, very cheap at this point. So, and we've got news coming out tomorrow. I got a jobs report. We're going to talk about that for a little bit. Jobs report coming out tomorrow. I don't know if it's going to be good. I don't know if it's going to be bad. I'm betting that it might not be quite as good as most people are expecting, but the market is sanguine about it right now. Just like yesterday, the market was sanguine about the Federal Reserve. The market was, the volatility index was sitting at around 1370 or something like that before the Fed meeting, and then came down a little bit more as people started to go, whew, breathing a sigh of relief, saying, you know what, okay, exactly what we hoped they were going to say. All right, so that sort of thing is going to is going to rear its ugly head one of these days. One of these days we're going to see this volatility start coming up. We got a gap fill in the VIX. Gaps always seem to get filled. We had this gap over here just filled recently. Okay, we do have another one down over here, which is around 1244, which hasn't been filled. It almost got filled on this day, up to 1260. Not close enough for government work, but we always get down to this low over here, and all of a sudden something pops up that says, you know what? Halt. Stop right there. Because we're not going to go up any further. Okay. The futures, 1878 right now. What do we close out on the cash? Was it about 1886? I can't remember what it was. We aren't at a new all-time. 1883, 84. So, I'm not saying that we're set up for a move down. I'm just saying that things have gotten a little bit overheated. They're a little bit too bullish right now, as according to the sentiment over here. The call ratios were pretty low earlier in the day. We had a positive breath today, but it wasn't anything to write home about, so there was still a little bit of skepticism today. There wasn't any real positive news other than the fact that some earnings came out were pretty good earlier this morning. All I'm saying is this: use a little bit of caution, okay? All right. So jobs report, I'm thinking we're going to come in at about 120K tomorrow and 7%. So mark that down.